sixth grade. Welcome back to week 6 of distant learning. So first off, I just want to say great job with your menus. I got a lot of them turned in last week and I wrote down some notes for you, but overall you guys did exactly what I asked you to do. And if I wasn't able to open it, I wrote a little note, so if you can just share that with me. But overall, so proud of you. So this week, the code word that you're going to be needing for the check-in is blueprint. So right here where it says what the code word is, it's blueprint. And that is exactly what we're working on this week. So this week, I know some of you worked on it last week, so you might have to go back and work on your menu this week. So you might have to switch the order, but that's okay. So if you open up the restaurant project instructions or directions, we talked about this last week. You're doing the restaurant project and there's 3 parts to it. The first one was to do the menu. Now the second part is to work on the blueprint. So the blueprint is definitely my favorite part of this whole project. I can see some of you are on here right now. But anyways, what I'm looking for is that you're spending time on your layout, that it looks organized. Oops, just kidding, right here. That you use the programs that I mentioned. So I'll talk about that in a second. The restaurant theme, so it has to look like a restaurant. I don't want it to look like your house. And the last one is the appearance. So did you put in the time? Did you organize it? So that is what I'm checking. So you'll have to go through this and read a little bit more in detail. But I just want to walk you through your options real quick. So I had a couple of you ask me about programs that you're also interested in with creating, so like Minecraft or Roblox or something like that. So yes, the answer is yes, you can create with that, but you are going to have to screenshot it, or if you know how to do Screencastify, that's how I'm doing this video right now. You can just go into a Google extension, type in Screencastify, and it will pop up. So you guys can download that if you know how to do that. You can record it with your phone and send that to me. But if you're using a program that that you can't really save the file as a picture, then you would have to find a way to show it to me and kind of present it to me. So some of you already did that, so that's been fun to see. So let me talk about the 2 options that I have on here that you can get away with if you don't have the other programs. Okay, so the first one is Floor Planner. I really like this program because it saves directly on your Google account. So I'm going to walk you through that right now. When you click on the link, it's going to bring you to this example. You just got to click on this home right here and then click on back to dashboard. And so this is what you're going to be seeing on your end. So you don't have to sign up for free. If you just go to login, or if you just go directly here where it says login with your Google, the first tip is make sure that you're signed into your school Google account first. So open up a new tab, make sure you see your little symbol, and then you can click on here, and that should lead you to the workplace. So I have a couple Google accounts, so it's asking me which one. So yes, it might ask you some other questions if you're signing up for the first time, but again, it's all saved on your Google. So I have a couple projects that I started, but for you, you're just going to go to create a project, and the name, you can just say, I'm just going to call it my cafe, and push create projects. Don't worry about all this address and information. It's not necessary. As you can see, it's still taking me to my empty plan in my workplace. So there are some buttons that you're going to have to explore a little bit on your own, but that's the fun thing about computers. There's always buttons that you're going to have to click. And I promise you, like I tell you in the beginning of the year, you're not going to break it. There's always a way to find a way around it. So just looking at my options here, you guys with the basic plan, it comes with the first floor. So in other plans, they have like the second story, but we can always pretend. So just don't worry about this one too much. The hammer is what you're going to be using to create the walls and the outside of your design. So if you just want to start with a basic draw room, so you can measure it if you're precise. For me, I just kind of wing it and I kind of see. So I don't want too much space because sometimes we exaggerate, and then once you start adding the furniture, you're going to notice that there is a lot of room. So I like to start small and then I add as I go. So you can, if you don't want a perfect square, you can just go ahead and draw your own walls. Eventually you're going to have to, let's see, so this one is for the floor. So if I want to change the floor color, I could do that too. Paint, there's materials, and then I can just kind of drag and drop it. And sometimes it might take a second too, but I can get a little impatient, especially when I'm trying to demo it. Okay, but anyways, that's for something that you can explore a little bit deeper, but it should change it. Let's see, so I'm gonna close that out. I can add my doors, my windows, and that's where you're gonna spend the time just kind of adding and exploring. And then, since we're creating a restaurant, if you go here to the furniture, they have the dining room furniture, living room furniture. Those you'll need to use for your restaurant. I'm okay with you using the restroom stuff because a lot of restaurants do have restrooms, and I'm very thankful that they do. So if you want to create on your blueprint where the restroom's going to be, where the kitchen's going to be, is there outdoor patio, indoor patio, and that's where you'll create. And then just a fun little tip here also, if I click on either the paint or this texture type of paint, I can grab it, drag it to the wall, and there's these two little circles that are going to pop up, and you have to put it in one of those circles. So the outside one is for the outside, and then the indoor one, or the indoor circle, or the inside circle is for the inside. So let me see if I can try that again. Okay, so maybe my inside is going to look like this. So if I go to 3D mode, then I'll be able to see the color. So I don't know if you guys can see that right there. Oh no, I accidentally saved something. But on the outside right here, there is some color. So again, that's just one quick little tip, but there's so much to explore. If you just want to go in and type in something that you're trying to find to save time, you could type that in too. So maybe I want to add a kitchen item. Let's see what comes up. Oops, I'm under. So tables and chairs, stuff like that. Okay, so let's pretend that you're done. There's a couple ways that you can screenshot your design. So if I want to take a couple screenshots, you could do, well, on my computer it's Shift Command and then the number 4. So then I would screenshot it, I would save it to my computer, and then I would upload it. So I'm going to do that real quick. So I'm going to screenshot it. This is the outside. Probably spend a little bit more time and do a better job, but since I'm trying to make this short. So right here, I'm just going to go to pages. There's a plus button right here, and I'm going to call this blueprint. So I know some of you asked me, where are you going to be putting the blueprint? Well, you got to make a page onto your website. And if you're not ready for this part, you can always just send in your blueprint as a file in the Google Classroom. So I'm going to insert an image. I'm going to maybe bring it, drag it. Okay, maybe I'll just upload it first. Upload it, and under my desktop, I should have one called screenshots. Okay, and then there it is. So I can have the outdoor side of it. I can do the inside screenshot, and as many screenshots as you want to show me your restaurant. Now, if you're doing this with a partner, you and your partner will have to decide how you each want to do your blueprint. So some ideas is that maybe partner A is going to design the whole inside of the restaurant, and then partner B, you can design the outside on separate accounts because obviously you're not sitting next to each other because of distance learning. So that means partner A, they're going to open up their account. They're going to say, hey, I made a square, you make a square, and you'll be in charge of the outside, I'll be in charge of the inside. Or you both can just make your own versions of your restaurant. Or maybe one just does the inside of the kitchen and really designs the workspace, and then the other can design the dining room tables and all that kind of stuff. And then once you guys are completed with your portions, you screenshot what you did and put it onto the blueprint section. So as partners, you'll have to decide. Now, if you did it all by yourself, then of course you have complete say of what your restaurant is going to look like. So there's some benefits to that. But try to be creative. Don't worry about if it's not exactly what your partners look like. That's okay. I totally understand. Okay. All right, so that is the floor planner. So that's how you would screenshot it and submit that. And real quick, I want to talk about the small blueprint. So floor planner, the one that I just did, there's a lot of graphics as you probably saw. So if your computer is not really good with handling that, then you probably want to start with something simple like this one. It's not as fancy as the floor planner, but it gets the job done, and I would also recommend this one. So mine's taking a second to load, but as it's loading, yeah, hopefully you guys are having fun with this project. I can tell a lot of you are because the menus that you guys came up with were so fun and so creative. Okay, so this one is still loading. So as this floor planner, this original one, is loading, I just want to talk also about saving on this one. So you will have to save, let's pretend you're working on it today, then tomorrow, let's say you want to come back to it tomorrow, this one you have to save onto the computer. The other one that I just did saves onto your Google account, so that saves online. So that's a plus sign for that. This one you will have to save. So if you're not really working on a computer, I don't really recommend using this one, but we'll see what it will look like. Ooh, this one's really taking a while to load. Okay, so I'll let that load, but I'm excited for the Minecraft and the Roblox, so if you guys have something like that, that is awesome too. Okay, here we go. So when you first come on to this website, it's going to ask you if you want to start a new plan or open an existing plan. So if you're starting for the first time, you'll just go to start a new plan. And again, so this one's very basic, it doesn't have the 3D features that we were talking about on the other one. So you'll have to like make your wall, and you'll have to go through kind of these other options. But let's see, they have furniture. So if you want to add your dining room tables for your restaurant, you can still do that. Very basic. Again, it's completely okay to do this one too. So let's pretend I finish my project. Then I'm going to go to preview right here, and it says export as an image. So JPEG or PNG is fine. I'm going to export it. I'm going to call this sample one for my desktop. Okay, so I'm saving it. I go here to my website. I'm going to images, upload, and I save that under my desktop, so I'm going to open it. And then again, here's my floor plan. Now let's pretend that I did not finish today. I can go to File, Save the Plan, and you're going to see this GML file. So I'm going to call it sample 2. And if you try to open that file on your computer, it's not going to work because it's a GML file, so your computer's not going to recognize that. It only will open on this website. So if I close out of this website and I go back to the small blueprint plan, oh no. Okay, so I thought it was going to take forever for it to load, but it says open an existing plan. I click on that, and oh no. I can go to File, Open Plan, and there it is. So I can open, and there's my wall. So again, if you're ready and you're done, go to Preview, Export. If you're not ready, just go to File, Save the Plan, and don't freak out if you can't open it on here. The thing is, you have to go back to the website to open it. Okay, so I hope that was helpful on creating. I know there's so much and there's so many tips and tricks that you can create, but don't stress too much about it, because remember, when I'm grading it, I'm really just checking, did you spend time trying to make it look like a restaurant? It's going to take a lot of your time to kind of play with the features, and that's where you guys become so creative. So as you know, I really don't like giving examples because I don't want you to feel that you have to copy what my restaurant looks like. I want you to imagine, what would my restaurant look like? So have fun with it, and that's my biggest tip for you. So as long as you try to make it look like a blueprint, there's a restaurant idea, and it looks like you put some time into it. That's really what I'm checking this time around. Okay, so message or email me if you have any questions, and I'll be around. If you have any questions about Aries, by the way, make sure that you email me. So I've been trying really hard to work on it weekly, and then sometimes it does not. If you turn in something after the due date, it does not notify me. So it's really important that you email me and you're noticing that you have missing assignments and you thought you turned it in. It might have been after I've already graded it. So just make sure you communicate so I can help you out there. All right, I hope you guys have fun and try to turn in those blueprints by Friday, either on the Google site that you already are working on or just the file in itself. Okay? All right, see you guys. Bye.